in the United Snakes. Um, let some of y'all come on in the building before I really go. But yeah, hit me. Um, make sure y'all hit the like button. I meant and share. It's been a minute since I've been on my channel, and so yeah, I wanted to recap my first trip to Africa. Several people on my social media page, my different social media pages, asked me to share about my trip. So I want to make sure I do that. So make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in the building, and feel free to share this. If you're new to this space, you can, subscribe to the channel. I cover a lot of ground. I'm African centered, pro black, 21st century race woman. So you should know that before liking or subscribing to my channel. I'm about all things black, period, dot. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Um, Hold on just a second. As y'all can see, I am driving. Listen, man, I had to hit the ground running when I got back home. I got a lot of stuff going on. Let me know if y'all can hear me though. Can y'all hear me good? Let me know where you watching from. What city and state or what country are you in? Put that in the chat. Let me know where y'all watching from. Let's hopefully it can be an interactive experience, especially if you've been to the continent before. I'm happy. Listen, y'all, I'm excited. I can finally say that I have been to the motherland, right? I'm happy. So yeah, this was my first trip to the motherland, and I was so happy to have some people that I know and love on the ground there. So if you've been following me on social media, you know that I've posted a lot of videos, a lot of pictures. I documented on my social media pages the entire trip from the airport to everything. I tried to share as much as possible with you guys. But there were short videos, like minute videos. So I wanted to kind of unpack a little bit more. So I have a cousin that moved over there in July. He and his family, actually, he's younger than me. Him and his wife, and they have 6 children together, young children, and they moved over there in July. So they lived in Atlanta before, so we went to Atlanta in May, and I remember he broke the news to me and my husband. Then he was like, "Yeah, we moving, cuz we getting out of Babylon. We getting out of here. We going to the motherland." I was like, "You what? Excuse me?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, we leaving in July." And it was so matter of fact, right? Like, yeah. And I was just like, "So y'all moving?" You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm pro black, right? I'm Miss Blackity Black Black, African this, African that. You know what I mean? And this particular cousin, he's definitely all about his people and everything, but like not to the point where I would just say, like, I was surprised. I'll say that, right? And yeah, had a whole plan. Like, he just didn't go and didn't have a plan. Like, he's doing well, right? Doing well. 2 big, beautiful houses. If you follow me on social media, I did a video of the house that I was staying in, which he has on Airbnb. So for people who don't know, Airbnb is a global company. Most American companies are global now. And so yeah, you can have Airbnb in Tanzania. So he had a whole plan. So that's how he's getting residual income. He did a bunch of research before moving. And so he realized, okay, there's not really much of a robust sort of economy. Like, you can just go over there and get a job and make, how make 60, however much money a year, and you can live decently. He was like, he knew he needed to have residual income to live there. And so his residual income is a number of things. So he owned a couple businesses here in the US. So he was able to transfer a couple of those businesses there. And then also Airbnb is sort of a business, because if you have a property and you put it on Airbnb, obviously you get paid from that. And it's been amazing. So When he was like, yeah, cuz come on over, I'm like, shit, I'm on my way. I've been waiting to have a connection on the continent to be able to go. Cause like, you know, for us, like we know of Africa, like theoretically, we read about it. If you read like African Center scholars like John Henry Clark and all of those warrior scholars, like you feel like intuitively connected. You know what I mean? At least I do. You know what I mean? As a student of these scholars who have unearthed so much of the truth about African history and about us, you know, in the diaspora or whatever. And so all I wanted was an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like to be able to go that far. First of all, I'm gonna tell you about this flight. It was a good experience. Whoo-wee, but Africa far, y'all. Listen, it's far. And I made the best of it, but yeah, that was a long ass trip. Them some long ass flights. But anyway, I had the most amazing experience. I'm gonna try to get through this without crying, to be honest with you, because my cousin had everything ready for me. You know, like just stuff planned for us to do. Apologies, I'm driving. I listen. I told you I had to hit the ground running when I got back home. Got a bunch of stuff going on, with work and everything. So it was a good experience. Had me set up well, you know, with the Airbnb in his house, and the house is beautiful. Listen, his house is bigger than mine. Guess how much he paid for the house? If you follow me on Facebook and Instagram and you saw the videos I posted of the house, just put in the comments how much you think the house costs. And you saw how big it is. Just put in the comments how much you think the house costs. When he told me how much that house cost, I was like, wow. Ain't no excuses. Like, you know, I don't brag about like how much money I make, you know what I mean, or anything like that, because why? That's stupid. Just put it like this. I'm buying some houses over there and I'm putting them on Airbnb. Just put it like that. And I plan on, this is the other thing. I planned on investing in property, but he and I had an opportunity to rap with some elders while we were over there, because one of the things that I told him that I wanted him to set up for me to do was like, look, cause like I'm coming over there. Part of it is to visit and to like say that I've been there, to like, you know, put my literal feet, take my shoes off, put my feet on African soil, all of that. I said, but the other piece is that I also want to invest in Africa. Like I don't want to exploit our people, none of that, but like I want to invest. I'm clear, at least from my perspective, Africa is the future, period. And I watch a lot of finance media. Like I'm in tune with, you know, what was happening politically, globally, like all of that. And if you're paying attention and you're not like blinded by American exceptionalism, then you understand that Africa is the future. The other thing is when people say, oh, what'd you think? Could you live there? Hell yeah, I can live there. Hell yeah. Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for rocking with me and being in the comments. Make sure y'all like the video when y'all come in and share. Because I really want people to understand this experience, and to have it for themselves, right? So I went over there basically on a mission, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, cuz like I'm coming to visit, like I'm on all of that, and I'm excited, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to see some land that I can buy, and I want to see some houses that I can eventually invest in. And like you can, you know, obviously take a cut because you will be my property manager because you're here, like you're there. You could like take care of the business for me. And he had it all set up for me. I went to several houses. But here's the thing. This is what I learned, right? See, this is why you got to be in tune geopolitically. So we talked to some elders over there. This particular elder spoke English very well. She actually is retired from the Tanzanian government. She was a health officer, so she spent some time in the U.S. She actually lived in Boston while she was in the U.S., but she had very good knowledge. She asked me like where I was from in the US. I explained. She asked my cousin where he was from in the US. And so Georgia stuck out to her because that's where my cousin lived before he moved over there. He lived in Atlanta. She said, "Oh, the president, the president." And then we were like, "Nah, the president not from Georgia." And she said, "No, no, there's an American president. He's from Georgia. He's from Georgia." And she said, "Carter." And I said, "Oh, that's right. Jimmy Carter is from Georgia." She said, "Yeah, his family was peanut farmers." She knew more about the history than a lot of us. And I was like, "Yes, that's right. Jimmy Carter is from Georgia and his family was peanut farmers." I knew that because I wasn't born in the 70s, like during his presidency. My grandmother and them talked about Jimmy Carter a lot because they liked him as a president. So anyway, that's how we started having this conversation with this elder. It was beautiful. She asked us, "Well, what are y'all doing here?" You know, it wasn't like in a mean way. She just wanted to know. She said, "America is number one. Why are you here?" I said, "Oh, America ain't number one." I said, "Let me tell you this." I said, "I don't know what y'all see on the news over here." I was like, "But you know, America is a declining. America is a declining empire. All empires fall. That's historically accurate. Period. Dot. Right?" And I was like, "So for us, we're looking to come home. Africa is home. It is the motherland, right? Africa is also the future, right?" And she was rocking with us. She said, "Well, listen, let me tell you." And obviously she got an accent, like her accent is strong. So like we were really having to like really listen. She was speaking English, but the accent was so thick, like we had to really listen. And she was telling us, she was just like, only Tanzanians. That's the other thing. I say Tanzania. If you speak Kiswahili, they say Tanzania, not Tanzania. So I gotta like correct that. So she was like, only people who can buy and own land are Tanzanians. And man, my cousin kind of looked at us and she's like, "The government owns all the land here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And my cousin told her like, "Well, we live here now and everything, and we're looking to get citizenship." She said citizenship for Tanzania takes 7 to 10 years. And he was like, "Yep, we're aware. We did the research. We know that after our visa expires, we have to leave the country for a certain amount of weeks or a month or whatever, and then apply and come back." He was like, "We ready for that." She said, "Okay." And so she said, "You know, what are you guys looking to do?" And he was like, "Well," he was like, "You know, we're looking to like be here, be home. Like this is home for us. You know what I mean? We have our family here. We're raising our children here. And yeah, we have no intentions of ever going back to the United States." That's what my cousin was saying. I said, "I'm also interested in being here and setting up, not setting up shop, but like basically planning my eventual return home," is what I told her about me. I was like, I still have obligations in the States where I can't leave for several years or however long. You know, I'm working on that, which I'm not gonna get into right now. But I have obligations in the States that would not allow me to move right now. And I said, however, I do want to come and visit frequently, and I do want to invest. I want to invest and help, you know, whatever part that I can do to help with infrastructure or whatever you think Tanzanians need. So we asked her, you know, what is the thing that your people, our people need in Tanzania? What do Tanzanians need the most? She said infrastructure. And I said, okay. I said, so, you know, Black Americans are actually financially, even our poorest of the poorest is not as poor as you're going to be in certain other countries, right? I said, so Black Americans actually have access to, because of the, especially because the United States dollar, the American dollar, is the reserve currency of the world, right? For now, China's coming. I said, so Black Americans actually could do a lot to help towards building infrastructure, not just in Tanzania, but other African countries as well, if we got our minds right, if we were conscious enough to be like, you know what, I want to invest in the motherland. I want to help African people have what it is that we all need. Black Americans will benefit strongly from a strong Africa. We just would, period. You know what I mean? And so, but we have to have the consciousness to really understand and know what the possibilities are. And so, so we just continued to talk to her, and we were like, listen, we will do everything by the book. However you all have your immigration process, because like America got an immigration process. They don't just let any and everybody who haven't been born in America become American citizens. We see that shit on the news. Shit, Trump, hell, and Biden. They don't want Haitians over here. They don't want Mexicans. They only want what they want. So, you know, all countries have a right to that. And this is one aside. This shit is funny right here. So my cousin let me know. So I was in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, which is on the water. And it's only like 10 minutes on a plane from Zanzibar, and on a ferry boat, maybe like 45 minutes. And so, I'm sorry, I can't read y'all comments right now, but I'm rocking with y'all. Thank y'all for being here, because I'm driving. I can't read your comments. But thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share. But anyway, so anyway, I wanted to tell y'all a quick aside. There are 50 million people in Tanzania, the country, 6 million in Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam was huge, man. I didn't realize. I was just like, this place is huge. And there's people everywhere. And listen, the men, shit, ain't lazy. You ain't gonna eat if you lazy over there. You feel me? I mean, listen, I saw men out there building houses. I saw them out there doing all this shit, and it was hot as hell. I just think about how I am as a Black American. We ain't doing certain shit. We're in America, you know what I mean? And I was just looking at the fact, like, they got to get it how they live. You know what I'm saying? They got to do what the fuck they got to do to survive. You know what I mean? And I was just like, man, look, I was just proud of them. I forgot the aside that I was getting ready to tell y'all. It came up. It's going to come back. But anyway, I wanted to finish telling y'all that the people there, like the Tanzanians, they were so amazing and just accommodating. If you follow me on social media, you probably saw me talk about like the men. The men was on me, honey. They was on me, like white on rice. I'm like, I don't know what this is about. Y'all think y'all gonna get some American citizenship? I don't know what it is. But baby, I am married. It was funny though, but they was on me hard. So my cousin's wife, she told me that she found out that since they've been living there, that colorism is a thing. Right? We know colonization just not, you know, did not just impact Black people in America. We know that shit impacted, you know, Africans, like on the continent. They were, you know, Tanzania was actually colonized by not just the British, but also the Germans and the Arabs. See, we don't hear a lot about that Arab slave trade, but that Arab slave trade primarily took place in East Africa. And we actually went to Bagamoyo, which is another city. It's outside of Dar es Salaam, maybe like an hour and a half from Dar es Salaam, but it's much more closer to the water and on and beaches and everything. It was beautiful. So we went there, and we actually went on a historical tour of what happened, like learned about Arab slave trading. We learned about German colonization of the island, of the port city, and then we also learned about the British. So Tanzanians, most of them are bilingual except for the younger generation, which is something that was interesting because the elder was saying, you know, all of them, because she was speaking to us in English, even though she also spoke very fluently Kiswahili. And she said, but the younger ones, she said, if they're in there maybe like 25 and below, she said they don't know English. And I was like, wow. She was like, because they're not teaching it in the school, because the way the schools are set up there, number one, they don't have funded public schools. If you go to school, you live with a family who can afford to send you to school, right? So schools they pay for there. That's number one. And the other thing that she said was that it was mostly the older people, certain generations that came up knowing English. You know what I'm saying? The other thing somebody pointed out to me, because I posted videos and stuff, was on my Instagram page. She was like, one of my sister-in-law actually, my husband's brother's wife. She said they drive the British way, and I didn't know that driving. So they drive opposite than what we drive in America, and that shit was messing me up. You know, I'm like, because I kept wanting to be like, no, get in that lane, because the cars was coming anyway. Yeah, I would have to basically relearn how to drive over there. So she was like, they drive the British way. I said, shit, I didn't know that was the British way. I just thought it was just their way. But when I was in Jamaica, because I went to Jamaica in August, they also drive on the opposite side, and they're like you know, the way I'm driving here, the wheel and everything and the brakes and all that is on the opposite side. So their cars are even made different. It was very interesting. Oh, the other thing that I saw, I took a picture of this. Why do the if you know how, do you know how a Lexus RX 350 looks? That's the like a Lexus, it's an SUV, and it's like the mid-size kind of like SUV. The cars over there was it's not a Lexus over there. They call it a Toyota Harrier. I was like, that looked like a Lexus truck. And I took a picture of it. I never did post it. I'm gonna post it. But I was like, hell nah. So these motherfuckers make the same cars, put a different label on them, and sell them to different countries. So the truck over there was not a Lexus. On the car, it actually said it's a Toyota Harrier. They don't sell no Toyota Harriers in the United States, do they? Like, put in the comments, have you ever heard of a Toyota Harrier? Harrier. I've never heard of a Toyota car being sold in America called that. And it don't look like a Lexus RX 350. Anyway, so that was interesting, seeing like the different cars over there. So the main cars over there, this is the Asian influence, was Toyota and Nissan. So that's Japan and China, or wait a minute, Japan, China. Yeah, I think it's mainly Japan. Yeah. Cause and then they have like their own cars that they manufacture that's called, I forget the name of it, but they like little bitty little Beetles, and they only got yeah, I know a Lexus is an upgraded Toyota, exactly, but it was different. Anyway, oh, what else do I want to tell y'all? Anyway, it was a good experience. And so when I came back, a couple people asked me, so could you see yourself living over there? I was like, hell yeah. I grew up in Beloit, Alabama. That's rural Alabama. If you are a black person and you grew up in the rural Southeast, you can live in Jamaica. You can live in Africa, because you already know what it's about. You grew up with red dirt roads, especially if you came up in the 70s and 80s. Shit, they still got dirt roads in certain parts of this country, and you still ain't close to no hospital. It's certain things that you still don't have access to right here in America. So we have to stop that, thinking like, oh, you know, I don't have access to this. Oh, I can't do this. Motherfucker, if your ass lived in Mississippi, it would be the same way. Okay, if you lived in, especially if you lived in the delta of of Mississippi, shit, it's rural parts of this country that's just like Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jamaica. So yeah, we have to stop with the American exceptionalism. But no, like, I could definitely live there. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still have some obligations here, but I could definitely live on the continent without a doubt. Because the people are welcoming. Like, this idea that Pan-Africanism don't work is bullshit. I mean, I knew it was bullshit before I stepped foot on the continent, but like, now that I've experienced it and experienced our people, like Victor was our driver while I was over there. He drove me to the airport, and he asked me, he was like, so what did you think? Did you have a good time? I said, man, I'm so full. I said, I had an amazing time. And I said, and I thank you so much for being, you know, so caring. Thank you so much for taking care of my cousin and his family and all the transportation needs. And then we started talking about politics. He was like, yeah. He was like, you know, every time Africans try to unite the West, talking about America's ass, he was like, they kill our presidents. I said, I'm sorry. I just apologized on behalf of America with 3 Ks. Okay. Like, I said, I'm sorry. I said, but you need to know that there are black people in America who absolutely love and support you. And we love Africa. We might not have the money to come over here and visit and do all of that, but there are African Americans who fight for y'all in the States. We do. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm sorry that because I don't know if y'all know, but Tanzania's president died like a couple months ago because he didn't want to accept them COVIDVAKEENS. He didn't want to accept those, so he died mysteriously. I just want y'all to know the people there believe he was murdered. They used to that shit. They are used to the West fucking with their leaders. They used to it. You know, they talked to the brother that was the driver. He was like, yeah, he was like, the last time we got close to a united Africa was Gaddafi. And guess who killed Gaddafi? Y'all favorite, Obama and Hillary. Okay, so yeah, America is full of shit, and they treat us like shit and treat Africans in the diaspora and on the continent like shit. But anyway, I just think Africa is the future. Period. I know it is. Like, I feel that, like, in my spirit. I don't even know how else to really describe it. I know it is. You know what I mean? And so everything that I'm doing right now, like, even though I have to be here, you know, for my children and for other things, right now, everything that I'm doing is building towards me eventually living on the continent. Like I said, if the universe willing and I don't die as a young person, my goal is to live out my days on the continent. Period. Yeah. So what else did I want to tell y'all about the trip? It was just beautiful. I'm not making this up. I don't have not one negative thing to say. I mean, obviously it was hot. It's Africa, okay? We're sun people. It was hot. I gotta tell y'all about the food. You will have to retrain your palate, okay? Because here's the thing. The food that we eat in America, y'all know this now, is not really food. This shit is so processed. They got so many different things in our food over here. But see, the food there is food. I remember, so they call French fries chips over there. And they call ketchup tomato sauce. And it's literally tomato sauce, like made out of real tomatoes. So when I tasted it, I'm like, oh, this ain't no ketchup. And it's not, because ketchup got high fructose corn syrup, cold red this. Read the labels on the food that we eat in America. Think about it. I experienced this when I went to Jamaica. You would have to retrain your palate. And it wasn't that the food wasn't good. It was just that you got to retrain your palate. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to get used to the food over there. And I said, this is a damn shame. I said, we are so used to eating crap in the United States that we have forgotten what real food tastes like. Like the chicken. Like, I had this fried chicken, and I'm like, damn, this fried chicken, it don't taste like fried chicken. Because I'm not fucking eating real fried chicken here. Y'all, it was good. The food was good. I had kingfish for the first time. And everything was fresh. Like, even the vegetables, right? Like, because, like, a lot of vegans here like to be like, I'm vegan, you know, I only eat vegetables. Yeah, your vegetables in America got shit sprayed on it too. And that shit ain't all the way, like, fresh. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was beautiful. But the Airbnb, it was a huge house, and it was beautiful. My cousin and them decorated it so nice. Oh, gotta tell y'all this, right? So the electricity over there is different. So you would have to have a converter, like, to charge your phone and your laptop. As far as, like, their plugs is different. The other thing is there's a separate switch for every little thing. And the hot water heater is not like in a basement. You know how, like, in America, our hot water heaters and shit is in the basement and it just heats the whole house? Well, no, you got a hot water heater in the kitchen that's up on the wall, small, and then you got a hot water heater for the bathroom. Well, I didn't know. So I was taking cold showers. And if anybody knows me, your girl do not like to be cold. But that was only because I ain't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like I had to learn. And so my cousin, him and his wife came over and they figured it out. They only been there since July. So they're also still figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, I think I'm only their second guest in the Airbnb. They've only been there since July. So all of this is they're just getting started. Like I helped them work out a few kinks, with the Airbnb. But as far as like how I slept, it was amazing. The bed was comfortable. First of all, because the bed was very stern, but I like a hard mattress. But that works for me because I have chronic lower back pain anyway. So I can't sleep in no bed that's gonna sink. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was beautiful. Everything was fresh. The fruit, just everything. Like I didn't stay long enough, you know what I mean? And partly because, my kids are in school and my husband was back with the kids. So it's just not fair, to leave my husband for like 2 whole weeks and shit. So I didn't do that. I only stayed over there 4 days. But we already planning for when I go back. I'm probably gonna take one of my kids back with me. I just got to get their passports, which I'm gonna work on this week. And eventually I want to take both of them with me together. But I think this next time that I go, I'm just gonna take one with me, and then hopefully we'll be able to go as a whole family at some point. But it was just a really good experience, and my cousin has already learned the language. Oh, I got to tell y'all this. So this is for people who don't follow me on social media. Listen, learning the culture there. We went to a store, right? And so my cousin was like, "Yeah, you got to kind of, they gonna swarm you, because first of all, they can tell that you're not from here. You look different. You know what I mean? The clothes you got on, all of that. You know what I'm saying?" And he's like, "So I'm just gonna let you know they're gonna swarm you and they're gonna try to sell you stuff. This is how they live. Don't be put on." Doesn't like shit. People here do that shit too. Like pop-up shops and all of that. And like if especially if you like from Baltimore or something, so you got the kids that walk up to you at the light and they trying to like clean your windshield or something because they want you to pay them. Well, in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, they got goods, baby, and they standing like deep while cars zooming by. I was like, I would lose my fucking mind. Cars be going so fast and people be right in the middle of the median. It was funny to see. And that would be some shit I would have to get used to. But now they come right up to your car, got ice cream for sale, got soap, they got chargers. Hilarious. My cousin, his wife was sitting in the back with me, and she was like, "Oh, he got a charge. You got an Apple charger?" So I'm listening to her negotiate, how much to go. Man, listen, this shit was hilarious. So they get it how they live over there. They get up every day. They got to hustle. You know what I mean? And you can't be fucking lazy. You got to get up there and you got to hustle. You got to make your money. You know what I'm saying? So that part was funny. Just seeing how people, oh yeah, this is what I was gonna tell you. So they were selling jewelry. Matter of fact, this is what I bought. Look, I bought these earrings and I bought this necklace, this matching necklace, and I'm still wearing it. I bought this from when I got swarmed. So if you follow me on social media, I posted it on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. I got out that car, they hit me. And they were talking, Kiswahili, so I couldn't fully understand what they were saying, but I saw that they had goods, and they were like, "Listen, this, they showing me this," and I'm like, "Okay, cuz like I got some Tanzanian money, but I didn't have enough." You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh no, they will get you. They get Americans." So this, if there is one negative thing, and even this I understand. Because if they know you from America, they like, if your ass got on a plane and came over here, motherfucker, you got some money. Period. Die. You got some money. You getting ready to spend that shit with us. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, if you coming from America, your ass ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? You got some money. So so I wanted to buy it because I'm missing. If you know me, I love anything African inspired. Listen, this ring, I already had this ring. Like anything African inspired, like the jewelry and shit, like I already buy stuff like that. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't I buy it from them? And I'm up here trying to, so I was like, "Oh man, I wish I had more money." My cousin was like, no. So he started speaking in Kiswahili. He was like, "Man, they're going to get you," cuz he was like, so he helped me negotiate, a fair price basically. Cause he was like, "Yeah, they will tax you when they know you from America." And he said we can got a few times and we've had to learn, you know what I mean? Now that he said, especially when you don't know the language, he said, yeah, that language barrier gets you. He was like, so I've been studying, Kiswahili, and he is really good. His wife is still learning, but he is really good. Like, cause he talked the whole time, like in Kiswahili, like no negotiating the price for my set, and I just cherish this set. These earrings and this necklace I bought from people, they working, they selling their merchandise. So that was a funny story because they knew them because they go to that store all the time. He's like, yeah, they out here all the time, they'll get you. And so anyway, he ended up giving me a fair price and I bought the jewelry. I wanted to buy other stuff, but I ran out of Tanzanian money. What else would I say? It was just a great experience. I want to encourage everybody that's watching this, go home at least once in your life. Go to Africa. It's worth it. It's worth it. Go home and you will be treated with love. They treat you with love. They don't hate us. You know what I mean? Like, they welcoming. You know what I mean? They glad we come over there. You know what I mean? And so, I know that there's people out there that like want to be like anti-African and shit. All this, what is it? The ADOS. And I am ADOS, right? Like, I am a descendant of enslaved Africans in America. I was born here. Like, I get all of that. But to be anti-African, I could never rock with that. These are our people, man. Shit. So, what else would I say? I'm definitely going back. Why was I on the plane coming back home looking at tickets for December? Because I want to go back in December because, like, my children, I will be off the last week of December. I'm always off the entire last week because I work in a nonprofit industrial complex. And I'll be out of school. So I was like, oh, we could go there. Man, I was looking at them prices. Ooh, COVID is over, okay? Because I got love on the price when I went over there. Man, so anyway, my cousin was like, yeah, it's gonna be high because that's around Christmas and Kwanzaa. I didn't even think about that. Like, okay, yeah, they probably celebrate Christmas too. So anyway, I'm going back. The money ain't gonna be an issue, like, cause I'm going back. So yeah, what else would I say? I'm also planning to go to a couple of other countries in Africa. I want to go to Ghana. I want to go to Senegal and maybe Nigeria too. But Tanzania is definitely going to be the base, especially since I got family there. And I'm also, so I talked to my cousin too about, you must have just came on the live asking me about how long that flight was. Long as hell. And don't get me wrong, like, I had good service, like, on the flight. Like, I flew Delta. So, Delta is like, yeah. And Delta has a partner in Europe called KLM, which is a Dutch airline. It's because Delta does not fly to Africa, or at least they don't fly to Tanzania. So they have you connect with a European flight and get over there that way. So the flights was long as fuck. 11 hours from Amsterdam to Dar es Salaam. 11 hours on a plane. So, I had to get up and walk a few times, like back and forth. That was a lot. That is taxing on your body. I will tell you that. You coming from the United States, the trip is taxing on your body. And then the flight from Amsterdam to Atlanta was 8 hours. So, like, yeah, when you go home, be ready for that. Be ready for that. Be ready for that. The flight's gonna be long as hell. But and here's the other thing: don't fly no cheap airline. That's why I went on Delta, because Delta, to me, has always been my best experience with airlines. Flying continentally and like to the Caribbean. I don't really mess with a whole lot of other. Airlines. Delta is I guess probably the best as you're gonna get as far as an airline, and it was a very good choice. Now the ticket's gonna be more, but hell, you paying for the service, you paying for what you get. You know what I'm saying? So KLM was amazing. They upgraded me to business class on the way back home. Ooh-wee. Let me tell you this: the business class, when you flying on those long ass international flights, they got a bed. You can lay all the way back. So I could sleep. So basically I slept on the way back. So I slept maybe about 5 or 6 of those hours. That was those long ass hours. And they feed you twice. So they give you dinner when you leave, right? You get dinner when you leave on the airline, leaving Dar es Salaam back to Europe. And then they feed you breakfast before you land, honey. This was in business class. And then they give you like all types of other amenities, and you can go to sleep. Like the thing reclines because there's so much space in business class. It reclined all the way back to a bed. They give you a pillow and a blanket. Hey, I'm like, I might have to pay for business class to come back because y'all done spoiled me. I don't know if I can go back to the regular seating because that's love. When you on a flight for 11 hours, you want to lay down. You gonna sleep some of that, you know? So it was that was good, like on the way back. Because it's a lot, you know, when you just sitting, you know what I mean, for all those hours. Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I don't have nothing negative to say. Like I said, yeah, of course, you know, there are going to be certain things because that we're spoiled about in America, but because I have like the mindset of African first and just being who I am, you know what I mean? I didn't go over there with a bougie ass mindset like, oh, I expect everything to be like America. No, I ain't got to worry about fucking get killed because I'm black over there. You know what I mean? I got to worry about racist ass white people. Shit, the whole fucking country is black. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't hardly see no white folks. Now, white folks do come over there. You know, like they come over there, especially going to Zanzibar. So the flight that I took stops in Zanzibar before it goes to Dar es Salaam. Because Zanzibar is actually a highly trafficked place because it's a tourist area and it's beautiful beaches. You know what I mean? Like the Indian Ocean. Because I got into the Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam. It's beautiful. It's like blue and green. It's beautiful, right? So Zanzibar is where a lot of the Europeans be going. And then you do see I got to tell y'all the truth about this. The Chinese are in Africa. They there. There was a whole lot of them on my flight. It was a whole lot of them on my flight leaving. And they're there mainly for business. You know what I mean? Like you don't really see them like all at the beaches and shit. They there doing business. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind that Africa, the continent, is mineral rich. A lot of these other countries don't have access to what the African land, God-given land has, right? So you got all kind of people over there, Europeans, you know what I'm saying, Chinese, Indians, they be over there for business. And yeah, so it is what it is. But that's why I think, to me, there's a lot of responsibility on Black Americans for us to get our mindset together. We out here protesting and marching because they killing us on fucking TV and choking George Floyd and the brother in New York. What was the brother in New York that the police choked out of shit on video? So nah, you know, and plus America is a falling, crumbling empire. Now, I feel you, Eric Garner. Thank you. No, I haven't done African ancestry. Somebody else told me to do that. I might do African ancestry, but I ain't into just giving up my DNA and it's on file somewhere. And plus, unfortunately, I know I have European ancestry because both of my great grandparents had a white parent. So anyway, I'm afraid because a couple people in my family have done their ancestry and they like 30% white. I hope I'm not. But anyway, what was I about to say? It was a great experience, y'all. It was a great experience. I encourage everybody to go home to Africa. Go. Even if you don't decide to live there, I think that we should. I really do. I think that we should, but I'm not here to tell you what to do because here's the thing. If you look at it, real estate over here is becoming extremely unaffordable. And especially after COVID, you know what I mean, with a lot of people losing their jobs and this whole basically global economy reset, you're going to see a lot more poverty. Right here in the US, you're going to see a lot more tent cities where people are going to be kicked out of their homes. Housing and things like that over there, it's like there's so many things that they don't have to worry about that we worry about here, you know? And anyway, like, I ain't here to tell you what to do. I just know that that's where I'm gonna end up. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm gonna end up for sure. I have no doubt in my mind. If I live long enough, I'm living in Africa. Period. And but I do think, like, for Black Americans, we are the, and I remember, like, John Henry Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson. I remember, like, our warrior scholars telling us, like, we are the wealthiest Africans on the globe. Black Americans are. We're the wealthiest Africans on the globe. Period. And that's because the United States dollar is the reserve currency of the world. Hey, I gave them $40 at the currency exchange at the airport. Guess how much money I got back in Tanzanian dollars? $92,000. It was 92,000 and like 200 and some change. I was like, excuse me? That's crazy. You know, $40 I gave, and I was like, because I was like, I knew like the exchange was going to be like in my favor, but I didn't know it was going to be that much in my favor. $92,000 in Tanzania money for 40 American dollars. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy, y'all. But I spent every last dime of it. And whatever I didn't spend, I gave it to my cousin. Cause I'm just like, yeah, I want to spend, like, I want to, like, you know what I mean, do what I want to, like, give to the economy while I'm here. You know, I did the same thing when I was in Jamaica. I didn't bring no money back. I did bring my children some Tanzanian money back. I kept 2 bills. I bought one for my son and one for my daughter. And so they were so excited about that. My daughter was so happy. She's like, oh, I got some Tanzanian money. So I bought that back. I brought my husband a bracelet back, a beautiful bracelet. One of the things that I bought from one of the vendors of Africa, and it was like, you know, you could tell it's a masculine type bracelet. He loved it. So yeah, I brought my family stuff back. What else did I want to tell y'all? Yeah, it was just a great experience, y'all. Wow, did you have money left over? No, I didn't. Yeah, I had a little bit of money left over, but like I said, I gave it to because I have a cousin, a family that lived there. I gave it to them because, like, they can use it. On fuck. What about I'm not getting ready to bring no Tanzanian. Ain't shit I can do with it here. So I gave it to them, but I kept 2 bills for my children just so they can have it as a souvenir. What else? Yeah. Like, yeah, so like Black Americans, I feel like for those of us who are conscious, to me, I feel a sense of responsibility to Africa. I don't know why, but I do. I feel like those of us in America, because even our poorest, think about it, our poorest people in America financially still have it better off than a lot of other Africans on the continent, in the Caribbean. And that's just because, again, America is the empire, you know what I mean, and the dollar is the reserve currency of the world for now. The Chinese yen is coming, you know what I'm saying? So that's coming. That's the other thing, like, Black Americans, like, y'all don't want to be on this damn ship when it sinks, because it's sinking. It's going to fall. All empires fall, and I believe that we will see it in our lifetime if I live long enough. I really believe that. Because China is coming, baby. They here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the Chinese yen is on track, or China is on track to become the largest economy in the world in the next 10 years. That's not long. Probably before the next 10 years. That's not long, y'all. You know, it's really not long. And I think that, I believe, this is how I believe, that we're better off doing what we got to do to make our money here for the next, and taking our ass home and helping to build the infrastructure of a united Africa. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Oh, this is what I want to tell y'all. This is what came up earlier. So I asked my cousin, I was like, so how many Black Americans in Tanzania? He said thousands. I said, excuse me? He said, oh yeah. He said, there's thousands of us here. I was like, when the fuck did that happen? Like, He was like, people been moving, people leaving, man. Like, black people, if you got any goddamn sense or any type of, you know what I mean? Like, he like, if you like a futurist, like you looking into the future and you seeing sort of what's coming, it makes sense. He said there is a community of thousands of black Americans just in Dar es Salaam. We ain't even talk about Arusha, which is where a lot of the Pan-Africanists are. So if you all are familiar with Pete and Charlotte O'Neill, they actually moved to Tanzania decades ago because they were fleeing repression from the FBI because they were Black Panthers. And they went over there and continued their work. They started a cultural center. It's amazing. So actually, next time that I go, I will be going to Arusha because I want to build with Charlotte and Pete O'Neill, former Black Panthers, just like Assata Shakur had to leave. You know what I'm saying? So they got asylum basically over there because Tanzania does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. So just like Cuba gave Assata refuge, Tanzania, I believe under Julius Nyerere, who the airport in Dar es Salaam is named after, gave them asylum in Tanzania. Yeah, they got asylum. And so I'm going back. I want to go to Arusha and build with them next time that I go. So next time that I go, I'm probably gonna stay for like 2 weeks because I want to go to a couple of different cities. I want to go to Zanzibar next time and Arusha. But yeah, it's thousands of African Americans, and I met some of them. This one brother from Kansas City, him and his wife. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, how long y'all been over here? He said, oh, we have been over here about a year. I was like, what? I'm just like, I ain't get the memo. Ain't nobody sent me the memo. Well, everybody moving to Africa. And like, I do know that there's like the people that I know mainly went to Ghana. I didn't know about Tanzania. There's a lot of African Americans in Ghana. Because you know that Ghana is an English-speaking country, so it's easier, right? Like you got to make that move. They speak English is easier, right? But there are people that speak English, and the older people. Remember, I told y'all at the beginning during the live that the older generation in Tanzania speak English, but the younger people, they don't know it. We had to have an interpreter for the younger people. You know, and mainly the interpreters are our drivers because they're older, so they learn English and Kiswahili in school. But yeah, I've been on here almost an hour with y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Hit the thumbs up. If you came in, make sure y'all hit the like button and share this. So my cousin and I are talking about maybe organizing some trips. I want to leave y'all with this. We're thinking about organizing some trips to Tanzania, and so if people are ready, you know, and you ready to take that trip home, we're gonna plan you know, like how many people we think we can accommodate, and yeah, we're working on that. So we're working on a plan to try to bring more people, more Black Americans from the US to come. No, you don't have to learn it before you go, because again, you can make it. You can make it. And the other thing is Google Translate, right? Like, we got apps for this shit now. So no, you don't need to learn it. Shit, I didn't learn it before I went. You know what I mean? So yeah, like that's the other thing. Everybody at the airport speak English. That's the other thing. Like, English is also supreme. Like, even in Amsterdam, because I came through Europe and I was worried because I traveled alone. I'm like, oh shit, man, if I can't read these signs, am I gonna get on the plane and shit? So I asked my stewardess on the airline. I was like, are the signs in Amsterdam in English? He said yes. I was like, oh, bet. So English is supreme, just like the American dollar. We really, as Black Americans, are in a good position to move to any African country. Yeah, we really are. Because yeah, they even in Tanzania, like they train, so to speak, like they train their airport workers. They know English well. Yeah, because yeah, they got to accommodate, you know, people coming from Europe, and you know, us coming from America. They have to accommodate that. So yeah, I think that's it, y'all. I'm encouraging each and every one of y'all to go home. Yeah, go home, man. But yeah, so I want to go to Senegal. I want to go to Ghana. Where else? Oh, Uganda. I've been invited to come to Uganda. That's also in East Africa. Yeah, this is the first of many trips, and in one of those trips, I'm gonna be gone permanently. Yeah, yeah. So, well, I appreciate y'all for watching and rocking with me. Thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed my recap. If I think of anything else, I'll come back, and share with you all. But I had a great time. I had a great time, an amazing time, and I'm definitely going back. Definitely going back. So yeah, so make sure y'all, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button and share. And I will also on my social media page put out details once my cousin and I iron out sort of like we're gonna try to plan sort of a group rate, so to speak, for people from America to come to Tanzania. So yeah. All right, you all. Thanks for listening. Glad you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I talk about all things black. All right, y'all. Take care. Talk to you later.